Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to a mid-September 2020 General Tarot update. It's Raina here. Yes, sirree. And I am using the Light Seers Tarot deck, in case you were wondering. Probably it's better to do it like that, and you can see it more. Why do I always have this situation? Okay, here we go. Where some of these cards, when they're not in full, and I'm afraid to touch it because I don't want to, it could go like this. See, it doesn't, there we go. Well, what do you know? I'm able to do it. Okay. Even though these aren't, cards that you can probably see all the they might not be familiar to you if you're not already used to this deck. So seeing them is not necessarily going to make you understand what's going on here. The heart of the matter is the Four of Swords. So you can see that there's rest connected to this card. And she's in a nest. Isn't that perfect for Cancer? Interesting that they have a heart there. Very interesting. So the Four of Swords is a card that, to me, relates to somebody who is recuperating from something. Perhaps there was a lot of stress in your life in the recent past. And, swords can connect with the mind. So it to me, even like an internet fast or a just total unplugging from everything, but also from like a meditation retreat and that kind of thing, but also like from physical burnout. And actually, you got the card of physical burnout, the 10 of Wands. I don't know if I've ever picked this card yet because I haven't worked with all these cards. Oh, that's so interesting. So see, they have this beast of burden there to show. Yeah, I've never gotten this card before. That is so cool. 10 of Wands in my book by Anthony Lewis, Tarot Plain and Simple, calls the 10 of Wands the burden of success. And, it's like the price you pay for success. Because, okay, you get to be the supervisor, but you're going to be on a salary and you might be working more than 40 hours a week. So, just you get that glory, but by the same token, you might be working your butt off. And how does that feel? Does that feel like, uncomfortable to a person? Does it feel like something that they're gung-ho about? They may be excited that they're advancing professionally, but then their body gives out. It's really important to always pay attention to that because, like I have said before, when that happens, then you cannot, do anything. If you have a burnout, it's not even like if you're afraid, oh my gosh, I don't want to take a mental health day because, I don't want to come across as taking time off, and then you end up having to take 3 months off because you have some kind of like a burnout situation. Now, because of the shutdown, I always like to incorporate that and what that could mean. It may have been a situation where you had that ability to be at home, and then when you went back into the fray, it's like you realized how, stressful it really was. Because I often wonder, as somebody who works from home, how it has felt for people that were forced to stay at home and that wasn't what they wanted, to then go back out when everything started to open up, and then find, and like, were they able to easily get back into that groove, or did they change, kind of like in a way that they didn't expect to change? The higher message is the Six of Cups. I'm still going to associate this with your sign of Cancer. This is a card of nostalgia, the past, idyllic times. This is why they show children, but also this can be about children. So the higher message can be, if you are recuperating, if you are at home now and you feel like a failure because you weren't able to handle some kind of a stressful professional situation, it may be that there is a very bright light, or what we would call a silver lining, where you are able to connect with your children and be with them. And so it's like it actually is a universe working in your favor. Also, just thinking in terms of childhood, like, what does it represent? It represents simplicity. When we were able to live life very in an uncomplicated way. And how complicated has your life become now? That maybe it has created this unpleasant, daily circumstance that you have the power to maybe alter in some way. And this is the beginning of that. This is kind of like a blessing in disguise. If this is related to a relationship, maybe with the Ten of Wands, you tried too hard and you shouldered the responsibility for making it work when it really wasn't all about you. And now the truth is that you are helping the situation. You're helping your children to have a better life, even though it may feel like failure, like you didn't succeed at a marriage and stuff. You tried your best, and now you're in this place where you're kind of contemplating what has happened. What crosses you is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a card. Aren't these colors beautiful? I just love the color combinations, and also the just the different images as well. As a challenge card, the Knight of Pentacles can be somebody who is like too stuck, caught up in a routine where they, especially like a work routine, where it becomes so much a second nature of just going and earning money and doing it, and like on a conveyor belt, that it's very hard to step out of that and forge a new path. And because of that, it can lead to that feeling of, being in a rut. This is a card that's connected to Taurus. This can also be a Taurus person who is not, you're not aligned with anymore, or who is causing problems in your life. But I would see this as, and you may have Taurus in your chart in a prominent way, where you are, or even like 6th house, I would say, which is ruled by Virgo, but that sense of being very connected to work, Saturn in the 6th house, having a strong work ethic, but not necessarily, maybe a little bit too tied to like feeling as if you have to maintain this schedule that doesn't work for you anymore, that's just too taxing on your body, or on your mind. And how do you break out from that? What's coming in or advice? Seven of Swords. So I think in this particular case, it's about, I like that bird screaming like that. I think this is about, here we have another Swords. I think it's about, doing a lot of strategizing on your own. I think you're going to be reflecting with the Four of Swords about your life and, which direction you want to go in. You might be spending time alone in doing so in order to, get away from other people's opinions. And you may not be telling people, that might not be the best idea to tell everybody what your ideas are, because a lot of times when you're thinking of doing something, making a completely a different shift in your life, and other people are kind of caught up in another way of being, they can try to discourage you from doing that and think that you are doing the wrong thing because they need you to be a certain way. So don't be very careful about your future plans. If you are reflecting on your life right now, part of the stress can be how other people seem to have their own opinions of what you should be doing. So it's very important not to allow other people to influence you too much, because they're not, this is not their path. Even if they're very close to you, even if they're family members or very close friends, it's not to disrespect anybody, at all. It's that, especially now, there's a collective shift. There's a spiritual awakening that is really kind of quickening. And so people are seeing like major shifts in their life in very short periods of time sometimes. And other people who are still kind of stuck in that 3D matrix mentality, anything that kind of challenges that, they may find upsetting and kind of like something that they don't want to participate in. And they don't want anybody that they know to participate in either. So it's very important that when you are committed to your own, to your self-growth, that you are not allowing other people's opinions to be front and center on your particular personal growth. And the outcome is the Five of Wands. And this is a card, and I'm going to end here. I'm not going to go, oh my God, I have to pick another card. And if you see this particular depiction, and this may be the first time I've ever picked this, it looks kind of like positive to me. Usually there's like people jousting and they are like fighting each other. In this one, they are all climbing, and they're all looking for that light and that fire, whatever we're going to call it, which is the element that's connected to wands, is about fire. And this can be a card of friendly competition, but to me it can also be a card of allowing everyone to go after their own dreams, including yourself, and supporting other people's dreams. That it's not about, I have to be the one to win at your expense. And so that may be the type of office place that you're looking for, where there's, what do they call that? A quest for excellence. I can't think of that. There's like a common phrase where each person is committed to their excellence, and they are inspired by other people. They're not intimidated. They're not upset by the people around them being so good at what they do, because all it does is it spurs them on to, greater achievements because they are surrounded by others. A commitment to excellence. Did I say that? I wish I could think of the phrase. I think you know what I'm talking about. And that is the kind of work environment that is not going to burn you out because it's not toxic competition. In this picture, when I look at it, and this is the first time I've laid eyes on this picture, you have people and they're on different levels. Not everybody is at the top. Somebody's at the top, but they're reaching for the fire, and the other person is as well. There's a few people. But they're not stepping all over each other. They're just on different limbs. We're all on different paths. We're all on different levels. And when we surround ourselves with positive people, and, wands, like I said, is fire energy. Fire is positivity. Fire is desire. It's enthusiasm. And this is, the key thing that I'm talking about. Right now, you may be feeling the sense of retreat with the Four of Swords. Like the sense of I went out there and I did this thing, which was the Ten of Wands. I accomplished this thing, but it came at a cost. You know how when you are surrounded by people who are really positive, you might stay out until 3 a.m. and then get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you don't feel tired. You don't feel like you only got 3 hours of sleep because their vibes, rubbed off on you in a positive way. And you can be with somebody for 1 hour and then you can feel like you need to take a nap for 10 years because they drained you so much. So it's really about who you surround yourself with and what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to better yourself, if you're trying to express the essence of who you are, then you're going to feel a personal investment in it. You're not, it's like with the Ten of Wands, sometimes it can be you might be doing something that isn't even your responsibility, but you're being kind of taken advantage of. They're using you for what they need, but you're not getting that sense of renewal from it. You're just getting drained from it. And this is a totally different feeling. So being able to, and also with the Six of Cups, look, think back to when you were a child. If you really are kind of at a loss as to what it is that you should be pursuing, you will, if you think back to when you were young, you will see a consistent pattern of being fascinated by certain subjects, doing certain things over and over again, maybe having them as hobbies, and then maybe at a certain point kind of falling away from that because you were growing up. You had to do all these serious adult things. You were adulting. And now it's about coming back to your authentic self, maybe. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a personal reading, I'm promoting a double reading, 2 full-length readings for a special price, the whole enchilada, natal chart interpretation, full-length tarot reading. You can find that and other readings I offer at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.